Happy Tuesday. We have our third 1.5 unit play of the day. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back to talk some more ball. That's right, as we only have a few days left until the All-Star break. Yesterday was just a crappy 2-2 day. It is what it is. We lost our only 1 unit play. The birthday boy let us down. He didn't show up and he didn't play as many minutes. But again, we'll go over the recap in a bit. We did go 2-2 with Tyler Hero not playing due to an illness. So the name that player winners from yesterday, really impressive. 4 of you. Let's pull them up. There it is at Mike Wazowski 188. At 714 TV, at S.DK Gaming, and at Sydney Sweeney BD. Seems like we have a lot of the same people every time. Hersey Hawkins was the winner. I got to meet him. I sat right in front of him at a Blazers game one time. Anyways, it was just cool that you guys even got it right because he's an ex-Sonic, as you guys know. But anyways, that's the name that player answer. We'll have another one in just a second. But we have not talked about this partner in a little while. We got to mention Kalshi. Some of you guys I know are already using it out there. This is federally regulated in all 50 states. It's like stocks, but it's on different world events. You can do economy, transportation, video games, movies. There are so many categories in the world. You can buy and sell contracts. It is a lot of fun. Me and Ryan have had a lot of fun with it. Use the link below. First 500 signups get a $20 bonus credit, and we'll probably do a trade of the day and kind of show you the website a little bit later this week, if not next week. But it's a lot of fun. So if you want to, during a kind of a slower time in sports, you want to go buy and sell some contracts and world events and just have some fun doing it, I do recommend Kalshi. But let's get into it and then name that player for today. Here we go. Leave your comment below. He played 18 seasons. He was a 5-time NBA champion. He played for 5 teams, wore 4 different jersey numbers, and never averaged more than 13.3 points per game. Let's see if you guys can get it. But in this video, we're going to recap yesterday again, a 2-2 day, and it's Tuesday. So we're going to talk defenses versus the shooting guard position. And then it's also Tuesday. We're going to start doing that. We've been doing this starting last week, potential assist segment. We're going to talk to top 20, how many potential assists they have, and the regular assists. We still need a name for it, so please help us out with that. We need a pretty cool name. We got some good ones for rebounds, and then of course we'll finish it with the best bets and the bets recap on a smaller slate in the NBA today. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, and click that Discord link. It's completely free. I don't charge for anything. And we got over 4,000 people in there. We got a ton of smart minds giving away picks every single day, and we just have a lot of fun sweating out bets together. So that's what we got, but let's get into it. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is, a 2-2 day. Unfortunately, we lost the 1-unit play. Bobby Portis, the birthday boy, did not come through. He played a lot less minutes than I thought. I don't know why. He was playing even the game before. When Kyle Kuzma started, he still played 30 minutes. This game, he did not get close to 30 minutes, and if he did, I don't know if he would have got over. He just didn't do a lot. He had, I think, 6 or 7 rebounds, 1 assist, so he ended with like 7 or 8 RAs. Just a bad read by me. I don't know what happened. I didn't watch all the game, but that was a bummer. I did watch this game, and Paolo Banchero was the man. That's right. I almost thought about laddering it up, but with how bad he has been, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go half unit here. Let's just see. I wanted to call his breakout game, and luckily we did. So hopefully you guys cash on that one. And then the man who is starting to become an absolute legend in this neck of the woods. That's right, a Jabbo Hall of Famer. This is 4 straight wins on Dyson Daniels. Not just that, it's over rebounds and assists all 4 times. This one, it dropped to 9.5 during the day. That's when I pounced on it, and I'm sure glad that I did because he got the 10th RA with under a minute left with a rebound. Just absolutely legendary. I mean, we got, I don't know if we got lucky, but we won on the hook, which was nice. A little nice change of pace there. And then Bilal Coulibaly over 23.5 PRAs, just didn't shoot a lot. It is what it is. A Wizard player, I probably will never bet 1 unit on a Wizard player. That's why I did a half unit here, but he didn't shoot as much as I wanted. And, he ended with 17 or 18, not terrible, but just wasn't there. And then the 5th one, Tyler Hero, scratched with an illness. Like a lot of people seem to be doing right now because we're all sick. But so Hero was a void. So 2-2 day. We lost some because we lost the 1-unit play. Under tracker is right there, 45 and 36 because we didn't have any unders on Monday. There's the overall record, 199 and 167, up 15.11 units. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the shooting guard position. All right, we start out with the defenses giving up the most points to the shooting guard position. If it's in green, that team or player is playing today. We got two matchups, though. The Grizzlies, 26.5 points given up to the shooting guard position. Devin Booker, 29.9 points per game. Again, all these stats are in the last 30 days. After the All-Star break, I might go to like last 2 weeks, last 15 days kind of stats, kind of keep it more recent. We'll see. Obviously leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys would like to see. But Suns facing Desmond Bane, who's averaging 21.2 points per game. Suns giving up 25.5 to the shooting guard position. So there's all the rest of the teams. Bulls and Pacers give up the most points to shooting guard position. Both teams are playing today. Now let's go check out the rebounds, and we got two more matchups today. We got the Raptors facing Kelly Oubre Jr. Obviously, his position sometimes depends on who's playing and all that, but for the most part, shooting guard, 7.9 rebounds per game. Sometimes he plays small forward, just FYI. Raptors, 7.9 rebounds per game, given up the second most in the league in the last 30 days. And then the Memphis Grizzlies at the bottom, again, facing the Phoenix Suns, 4.5 rebounds per game for Devin Booker. So that's what we got for the rebounds. Now let's go to the assists. We got no matchups here. There's who's playing. Desmond Bane averaging the most assists of all shooting guards. Some of that is because John Morant doesn't play every game and he gets some more dimes. And Devin Booker there at 6.1. Andrew Nembhard having a pretty good season as well. And then you see the teams over there on the left with the Jazz giving up the most assists to the shooting guard position. So if you like overs, that's what we got. But if you're into some unders, here's some tough shooting guard matchups now. And again, use these for not only today, but also the rest of the week. We do a new position every single day of the week. The Raptors are giving up the fewest points per game to the shooting guard position at 20.2 points per game. You see the Pistons and the Sixers, those two teams are playing today. And then the fewest rebounds, only one of those top 10 teams are playing, but the Nuggets are always up there. Nuggets are a tough team to rebound against, but they're not a tough team when it comes to assists. And then you go over to the assists, you got the Kings giving up the fewest to the shooting guard position, Pistons, and then you see the Raptors are playing today as well as the Suns. So that's what we got for all the shooting guard info for you today. And now it's time to talk some potential assists. All right, we started this last week, and here we are again. We're going to talk top 20 players, the most potential assists per game. Last time I did 5 games. Now I'm going to do last 7 games to give you a little bit more of an example. But potential assists, as you can see, these are in order of the most potential assists, and then you can see how many actual assists they have turned that into. So you can kind of see like Trae Young is around that 50% mark. He's usually a little higher than that, but his teammate obviously no Jalen Johnson, things like that. But it kind of gives you an idea, just using some math, what percentage of their potential assists are they getting? Are they getting super unlucky? Because you should get around 50, 55%. Maybe the really good ones get 60% of your potential assists should turn into assists. So you can see here, Trae Young, you go Jokic, nothing different if I can get it out, because they were top 2 last time. LaMelo Ball, only 1 game, so 17 potentials with 10 dimes. Cunningham's been a stud, so on and so on. But then you can see 5 and 6. Lillard and LeBron James, same potential assists per game, but LeBron averaging 9.5 per game, a little bit higher. And then our boy Isaiah Collier, 15.6, getting 9.3. But James Harden has been one of the more effective assist players lately. 15.6 potential assists, turn that into 10.6. That is a very high percentage of conversion rate right there. And then over there on the right side, as you can see, Jimmy Butler, only 1 game in these last 7 played. So he had 4 assists on 14 potentials. Quite a bit of potentials, just didn't get lucky there. And then so on and so on. There's all the rest of the guys. So again, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'd love to help you guys out. But these are just one of the numbers we look at when it comes to predicting and kind of who's been getting lucky, who's not. That's where you kind of see where there's value on the line and things like that. So that's what we got for all the potential assists. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to the desert where the Phoenix Suns host the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies minus 4.5. Total on this one is a huge 244. Like I said, we have a 1.5 unit play of the day. This is it. It's our 3rd one of the season. We're 2-0. Let's make it 3-0. Give me Tyus Jones over 5.5 assists. It's minus 135 on FanDuel. It's a little juicy. We're going to talk about why I also like 6.5 if that's all you can get, because this line has no business being at 5.5 in my opinion. Let's dive into Outlier now and look at some numbers for Mr. Tyus Jones. So we're going to start 2024 and just go overall 27 to 51 games. Okay, that's okay. Nothing. There's a lot more to this bet, but let's scroll down and kind of look at his numbers this year. When it comes to potential assists, you can see it right there. He's averaging 9.7 potential assists. That's around 10. We need 6. Obviously, we want a little higher, and we're going to have higher. I just want to kind of give you the overall numbers and see the differences with what we're going to show you. He's averaging 29.5 minutes. But now let's go to the top. We're going to see how he has played without Bradley Beal, because if you don't know yet, Bradley Beal is out for this game, and it's absolutely huge that he's out. So here we go. Let's scroll down, and we can see without Mr. Beal, he is over in 13 of 15 games. Guys, he is flying over. 87% hit rate. That's 6.5. If you can only get 6.5, He is over this in 12 of 15. I mean, that's why I like it. I mean, the hit rates is just as high almost at 6.5 assists as well. He's averaging 8.33 assists per game. Now let's scroll down and look at some more numbers with these games, and you can see his potential assist jumps up. He's right around 12 potential assists per game, averaging 31.8 minutes per game, so a little over 2 more minutes per game as well. Now, if you want to say, well, what games were with Booker, with Durant, things like that, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep it without Bradley Beal, and we're going to say with player. You can type in obviously any player you want. You got Kevin Durant there. We're going to say with him, and then we're going to say with Devin Booker as well. So how has he done with those two studs without Bradley Beal? How about over in 7 of 8 games, including 7+ in all of those overs? So again, if you like over 6.5, if that's all you can get, the hit rates are practically the same here. That's why I don't understand this 5.5 line at all. He's averaging 8.63 assists per game in these games, so just blowing it out of the water. Now let's scroll down and look at these numbers, and you can see the potential assists keep jumping up. They're around 13 potential assists per game. Obviously, it's huge to have a guy like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker coming off screens, hitting shots. It's a lot easier to get assists that way. But he's averaging 13 potential assists. That's quite a bit for just needing 6, honestly. And this is a definite ladder spot if you can't tell by how I'm explaining it already. He's averaging 31 minutes per game in these situations. So the numbers are all there. I mean, by a lot. Now, let's look at the matchup. If you look over there on the right, now Outlier, like I said, some websites are a little different, but Outlier is actually the entire course of the season. It says they're the 8th hardest matchup over the course of the season, but that's just not who they are right now. So if we talk just how the Grizzlies have been lately, in the last 30 days, they have given up the 7th most assists per game to the point guard position. Some point guards recently versus Memphis, SGA just had 8 assists. Scotty Barnes 9. Yes, Quickly and RJ Barrett were out there. Scotty Barnes pretty much the point guard there. Chris Paul 8 dimes. Dame had 9 dimes. I just need 6 from Tyus. That's all I need. He's got weapons around him. And then here's the cherry on top. The Grizzlies play at the absolute fastest pace in the entire NBA. I mean, they are playing scorching fast. It is insane. A scorching fast. I don't even know if that works. But anyways, the opportunities are definitely going to be there for him. It is actually a great matchup. Now it's up to the teammates to knock down shots, but this is one of those situations where I would not be surprised if he ends up with 9 or 10 dimes. I only need over 5.5. It's my 1.5 unit play of the day. Give me Tyus Jones over 5.5 dimes, and let's move on to bet number 2. All right, this next one takes us out to Philly, where they are celebrating the Eagles championship win. But no, we got the 76ers hosting the Toronto Raptors. 76ers minus 8.5. Total in this one is 226. I got another player prop. Give me Emmanuel Quickly over 9.5 rebounds plus assists. I got this at minus 125 on ESPN bet. I'm going to go a half unit, but to be honest, I was really close to making this a full unit play. But let's talk Mr. Quickly here. So he's played 5 games since injury, in case you don't know, and they started him out slow. He only played 15, 17, and 20 minutes in the first 3 games. But in the last 2 games, how about 27 and 30 minutes played? You love to see him around the 30 minutes mark again. So I'm expecting 30 plus minutes again. I don't see why they would all of a sudden take minutes away. The big news here is RJ Barrett is still out. In games where RJ Barrett is out, when Quickly has at least played 25 minutes, which again, I think he's going to get 30. He's over in all 4 games this year. As you can see by this Outlier screenshot, 19, 15, 14, and 11. I mean, he's been flying over this. And the best part I love about this is he's averaging a combined 25 potential RAs per game. So if you just take half of that, 12, 13, we're well over this. So again, that's a pretty high number. That's 15 potential assists, 10 rebound chances. He does have 4+ rebounds in all 4 games. So he does contribute on that part. In his last game, pretty tough matchup against Houston, and he still had 11 RAs on 24 potentials. Yes, now also if you're wondering, Scotty Barnes, obviously a huge part of this offense. He played in all 4 of those games with RJ Barrett out, like we just talked about. So, and last season, for what it's worth, in the 7 games that he played 29 or more minutes without RJ Barrett, how about over in 7 of 8 games, averaging 11.63 RAs per game? So when given the minutes, when RJ Barrett is out, this guy steps up and takes control, and his rebounds and assist line goes pretty much over this easily, to be honest with you. And then we talk matchup. It's an average matchup. Not much to say here. 76ers average when it comes to rebounds given up and assists given up, 2 point guards. But if you look at the last 5 point guards versus the Sixers, Dame just had 15 RAs. Tyler Hero, 14. Kyrie Irving, 13. Drew Holiday, had 10. He only averages 8 per game this year. And then Jamal Murray had 17 RAs. So the guards have been doing work here. But here, obviously, when you look at a Raptors game, you got to talk about the NBA landmines. The first landmine here is a blowout. The spread is 8.5. We know that the Raptors are always capable of being blown out. Like I've talked about before, they have been playing better here in the last few weeks or so. Embiid is questionable. 76ers are not playing that well again, which is kind of helpful. They've lost 3 straight games now, by 7 to Miami, 13 to Detroit, and lost by 8 to the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Raps can keep it somewhat close. I don't mind them against the spread if you had to bet one side or the other. And then the other ones, you always look at as foul trouble. It's a guard, not a big deal. He's never had more than 3 fouls in a game. So as long as his coach, doesn't all of a sudden take his minutes back, which again, I don't see happening. I expect him to play right around that 30 minutes mark, maybe even more. I really like this bet. So give me Emmanuel quickly over 9.5 rebounds plus assists as my second and final best bet. But we're not going to the recap yet. Let's talk some leans. All right, I wanted to talk 2 other leans as well with you. Again, we do these videos the night before. There's not many games on the slate today, so we're just going to talk through as much as we can. And here's 2 leans that I have not made the official bet yet. The first one, Ayo Dosunmu under 22.5 PRAs for the Bulls. He's under this in 9 of his last 10 games, averaging only 18.9 PRAs per game, averaging only 11.7 potential RA chances. That's rebound chances and potential assists per game. Not very high, along with 9.5 field goal attempts per game. He's got to be pretty efficient to go over this line without having a lot of volume. And even in minutes, it hasn't mattered much. Even in 30 minutes last game, he only had 15 PRAs, including only 1 rebound. And he plays small forward most of the time. Obviously, you got Giddey and Kobe White right now playing point guard and shooting guard. He plays small forward. This is a tough matchup for small forwards. Last 3 days, Pistons giving up the 4th fewest points per game to small forwards, the fewest rebounds in the entire NBA in the last 30 days to small forwards, and the 2nd fewest assists. It's just tough all around. Low volume, tough matchup. I think this line is just a little bit too high. Again, I haven't made this bet, but it is something to look into. The second one, under 244 Memphis Phoenix. I'm probably a little bit stronger feeling over the Dosunmu under, but the under in that Memphis Phoenix game, this is just a huge number. Let's just face it. The Grizz, yes, they do play at one of the fastest paces in the league. We just talked about that. But the Suns are 23rd in pace in the last 10 games. They're going to try to, they're not going to slow it down, but they're going to try their best to at least get it down a little bit. And when we're talking a 244 number, if that pace slows down a little, then you're starting to work with a possible under here. So Suns are under this line in 81% of their home games. They've only gone over in 17% of their games overall. Even the Grizzlies, who play really fast, they're under this 244 line in 62% of games this season. I expect the Pacers to do whatever they can to try to slow them down a little. One slow quarter when you're trying to reach 244 can kind of ice it for you if you're looking at an under. Also, the Suns have scored the 2nd fewest fast break points per game in the last 10 games. The Grizz are 20th, so these teams aren't just scoring at will on the fast break as well. Just something I look into when it comes to pace and all that. So again, not as strong feeling as much as the first one, but I still really do like this one. I'll probably look more into it. But the under 244 Memphis Phoenix is a lean, and Ayo Dosunmu under 22.5 PRAs. Again, I just give you guys this to kind of give you an option. You guys do your own research, and then make the bet if you like it, or just fade it or ignore it, whatever you want to do. But that's what I got for all the research help, the 2 best bets and the 2 leans before we get out of here. Let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 2 bets so far. Give me Tyus Jones over 5.5 assists, -135 on FanDuel. Love it at 6.5 as well. This is a 1.5 unit play of the day. Emmanuel quickly over 9.5 rebounds plus assists, -125. That is a half unit play. And then if you just fast forward to this, we also went over a couple leans as well. Not a ton out, not many games today, but that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you haven't already, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Hope everyone out there has a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.